Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna be driving all of the cars I've ever owned in my life in VR in Assetto Corsa, or at least the closest models I've found to the models I've owned. So, let's start with the first car I've ever owned, and probably my favorite car, uh, and that's Skoda 120. This is currently model 120 GLS, which is the best model you could find on the market. There we go. So this is a model 120 GLS. I've owned model 120L, which was the basic model. This is kind of like a sporty version of this car. I think this version came with the alloy wheels and some extra trims, which the that was close, which the lower versions didn't have. This is still the version before the facelift. This version still has the around front headlights, and yes, all of these cars had a 1.20 engine, which was at the back of the car. It was also rear wheel drive car. Unfortunately, since the engine was really weak, it didn't drift or it wasn't that much fun to drive. But yeah, let's see it on the inside. So on the inside, we have this beautiful wheel with some round shaped gauges. We have a speedometer, RPM, fuel meter, and that's temperature. Back seats, these back seats, they remember a lot. Surprisingly enough, this is the car I probably uh, had the most fun in, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I was around 18 years old. I think this was around 2008 and 2009. I only had this car for around 6 months. Whoops. We need to use a clutch. So yeah, let's go. I only had this car for around 6 months. Uh, During the first like 3 months, I uh, I managed to see the engine. So my mom somehow got me another engine for this car, and yeah, the second engine lasted another couple of months, and then I pretty much destroyed the car by not really caring about anything. But yeah, I made a lot of kilometers in this car. It didn't really go fast, which was probably the only reason I've never really crashed. Since the engine is at the back of this car, there is absolutely nothing in the front of the car. So if you crash this car, it wasn't really looking good for you, because everything would be pushed right on your face. This model, I believe, has only 4 gears. Some of the later models had 5 gears, which is not this one. Ooh. Car kind of feels like it's struggling. Come on. Handles pretty much the same like in real life. There's not too much handling. It's kind of like floating on the road. Suspension is not really too good, especially in my car. As I remember, it was like floating like crazy. The more I was driving it, worse it was driving. But yeah, as I said, I never really crashed the car. I had quite a lot of close calls, but oy, 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 oy. Oy, 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 oy. Oy, 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 oy. Oh, God. Let's go, let's go. Oh, he's waiting for us. That's nice of him. Yalla. Let's see what's the top speed. Should turn the headlights on. Headlights on. We have some traffic here. Excuse me. Whoop. It's close. We can go full speed. You're almost 120 kilometers per hour. Come on. What are you doing? Come on. I'm gonna make 140. 140. Yes. Oh, hello. How are you? Going really fast, happy. Oh, yeah. Was unnecessary downshift. Oh, yeah, you can make it. If I crash, it's your fault. You're gonna kill us both. Oh shit, 150. It's probably about it. I don't really remember what was the top speed I ever made. It could be probably around like 120 downhill. And it was like super scary. I don't think I've ever did like 140 and anything close to that. I believe 120 was probably the best. So yeah, I would rate this car in terms of visually accuracy, pretty much 10 out of 10. It's a beautiful example, beautiful model. Fortunately, this car doesn't have you cannot open the doors or anything to do with this car. But yeah, I would say model is absolutely perfect. Well, for me, it's 10 out of 10. You can see the manual window opens. They are wobbling like that. It's funny. Let's race these guys. Coming in hard, my friend. Move. Whee. Sorry. This is not gonna be good. Come on. I guess not. Well, 10 out of 10. So the second car we have is a Fiat Coupé 2.0. This is a version 20 valve version. I didn't have this version. It was a really fast car. My car only had like 130 horsepower, which was still okay. It was still quite fast, but definitely not as fast as this one. This was a real beast. Let's check it from the outside first. So I had exactly different color than this. The yellow is really beautiful, but I had a custom color. It was orange with a little bit of like a sparkling things inside it. It wasn't really like metallic, but it was a really beautiful color. It really fit the car well. I also had a massive rear wing, a rear spoiler, and yeah, I had a full body kit, which was super cool. I had pretty cool wheels on it, alloy wheels. I had 4 pipes at the back. The sound was absolutely amazing, even on my car. And yeah, the rear wing really made the car looking really good. I will put a picture into the video as well, so you can tell. I don't think I have a picture of the Skoda I own, but I definitely have pictures of this car, so I'll put it in the video. Let's check it on the inside. From outside it looks yeah, pretty perfect. From outside, 10 out of 10. On the inside we have this massive wheel, which looked exactly as in the real life. My car, since it was heavily modified by previous owner, the steering wheel also had like it was the same color as the car. On the inside, yes, as far as I remember, it looks exactly the same. I don't think I had the same clock in the middle, but I might be wrong. Maybe I did. The dashboard looks exactly the same as I remember in my car. It was yeah, identical. The seats, I think I had different seats. I definitely had different seats. I had like bucket seats, which were not original in my car. I didn't have a sunroof. The back seats, there wasn't really too much space, but it was still okay-ish. You could still ride a couple of friends in it. It wasn't like you know, crazy tight compared to other coupes. It was still, yeah, reasonable space for an average person. So let's see how this car drives. From what I remember, this car was heavily understeering. It was a real understeer beast. Car is significantly faster than a Skoda I was driving earlier. This was significantly more fun to drive. This was kind of like my dream car since I was, you know, in those teenage years. I was dreaming about having something like this, or maybe Honda CRX was one of the dream cars. But yeah, definitely Fiat Coupé was one of the dream cars I've always wanted to own since I was a kid. So yeah, the dream came true. And I even had like a really, it was a beautifully modified. At least I really like the way the car looked. Maybe not for everyone's taste, but I really enjoyed it. Catch up with this group? Indeed can. Excuse me, mister. Let's see what's the top speed. Not fuck up in this section. And we are going okay. Can we make 200? We can. 210. Almost 220. Oy, 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 oy. Yellow is such a beautiful. Come on. Come on! Come on, guys. It was not nice. So yeah, visuals, I would say 10 out of 10. Let's go to the next car. So the next car we have here is Mitsubishi FTO, which for some reason just changed the color to the red. So this is the car I bought after I sold my Fiat Coupé, because the Fiat Coupé was a left-hand drive and I was living in UK, so I had to get a right-hand drive car, which I decided to go for this. I bought it super cheap. I bought it for like 750 British pounds. I bought it of the guy who said he bought it as a project, but he never had the time to do anything. So yeah, I bought it. I was driving it home, everything was squeaking, so I was not really sure if I'm gonna even make it home. But I did, and yeah, longer I was owning the car, just better it got. And yeah, I really enjoyed the car. Let's check. On the outside, it looks identical with a real car. I had a body kit on the car, which looked really cool. I had a quite massive rear wing and massive rear spoiler as well. The car looked really cool. Again, not probably everyone's taste, but I really enjoyed it. It was like that Fast and Furious body kit look. So really cool car. Let's check how it looks on the inside. So on the inside, I definitely didn't have such a cool Momo steering wheel. I didn't have these cool looking bucket seats. I had quite sporty seats, but not as cool as this one. I think this is a different version than I had. Let me check. I think this is GP version. I had just some standard version, which I don't really remember exactly. Yeah, all of the dashboard looks identical to what I had. Electric windows. The rear seat were really like emergency ones. There wasn't too much space in the back compared to the Fiat Coupé, which was really spacious at the back. This car didn't really have too much space at the back. This car had a 2.0 liter engine, and it was much faster than the Fiat Coupé. Surprisingly, I guess the Fiat Coupé was much heavier than this. This car in VR, it's a manual. However, I had an automatic version, which really surprised me as I was driving it home. I realized it only had 4 gears. I believe this is a 5-gear version, but the automatic was only 4 gears. And yeah, it kind of surprised me, but it drove really well. The acceleration was super cool. Automatic shifting worked really well. You could also switch to the semi-automatic shifting, so you could shift on the shifting stick in and out. The car was handling, again, slightly better than the Fiat Coupé. I assume a bit too fast. This was, from all of the cars I've ever owned, the most reliable car I've ever had. There was absolutely zero issues whatsoever with this car. And I also spent absolutely the least amount of money on the maintenance on this car. I pretty much didn't put absolutely anything apart from like an oil change. And I think once there was like problem with the hood, I couldn't open it, and that was probably it. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect car. I didn't have to put a single penny into it. For some reason, after owning it for like a 1.5 year, I decided to sell it. I felt like yeah, I need a change. So I decided to sell it. I managed to sell it for more money than I actually bought it. I sold it for 950 quid, and the guy who came for it was like really surprised how good condition it was. He said he saw another 4 of them, or or 3 or 4 of them, and he said this was the best condition he has seen. So super happy to buy it, and I was super happy to sell it for more money than I bought it. So that was a really good purchase. And then I kind of regret selling it because the next car I bought was far from reliable. So let's try to catch up with this group. Excuse me, sir. Really a fun car to drive in a real life and in a game, just like that. So yeah, I would rate this car in a game 10 out of 10 once again. Super realistic coupe. So car number 4, it's Mini Cooper. This is the closest version I found to the car I had. I also had a black color with a white roof. I didn't have, unfortunately, the Cooper S, which was the sporty version, which was much cooler than the version I had. I had 1.6 liter engine, which was okay. It wasn't like crazy fast, but since it was a quite small and nimble car, it was okay. It was super cool to drive around the town. You had a really good visibility from the car. Unfortunately, I cannot really rate the accuracy with the real model, but I've obviously seen the Cooper S, so it looks pretty same, but a little bit cooler than the version I had. Let's check it on the inside. So on the inside, yeah, the same dash as I remember. I had the same round clock with the speed and RPM. For some reason, the RPM is right in the middle. I mean, just behind the steering wheel, and the speed is in the middle, which doesn't make too much sense to me. But okay. Yeah, the car looks the same. Even the door handles were looking quite similar, not exactly as I remember it. I'm pretty sure it was slightly different, but it's quite similar. Rest of the car, I wouldn't say there is like super much detail compared to the other cars. It's okay-ish. I wouldn't rate this too high. Couple of buttons there and there. From what I remember, I had a different dashboard. Maybe again, this is like a better model, so the dashboard is slightly different. Let's see how the car drives. Okay. So I bought this car. I don't really remember for how much. I believe it was something around like 1,500 pounds. The car had around 60,000 miles. The car drove pretty well for a couple of months, and then slowly the clutch started giving up, and eventually it gave up completely. So I get it fixed, and not a long time after that, the transmission gave up. So I sold the car for, I believe, like 400 pounds. It was a big loss for me. I also had to pay, obviously, the insurance every month until I decided if I sell it or not. So it was a real pain in the ass. I enjoyed the car to drive, but unfortunately not super long. I had it maybe, I don't know, less than a year. It was really like super cool fun to drive around the town because the visibility from the car is perfect. It was handling pretty well. I believe it has a lot of BMW parts. I believe the engine is BMW. So the car felt really good on the road, even though it was just 1.6. Again, it was small little car, so plenty of power for this car. Let's try to catch up with someone and race. Come on. So after buying this car, I obviously regretted selling the Mitsubishi because this cost me just troubles since I bought it. Spent a lot of money on this car and eventually I had to sell it with a big loss. So not a good purchase. Move! Just send it full speed. Oh yeah. Oh, you're a little bit too fast. Handling wise, feels pretty good. Again, just like a real life, probably even better because this is a sportier version. From the outside, I wouldn't rate this too high. The details are not super good with this model. Plus, it's not the same model what I had. So I would say, like, oh, you shortcut. Feels really good on the road. I made it a couple of times back to Czech Republic from UK. I believe once or two times. My friend used to have this S version, and it actually was one of the reasons I bought it because I really liked the car. It was really like it had a super cool sound in that S version, and it had quite a lot of power for a little car. Fortunately, I didn't have enough money to buy the better version, so I bought a basic. And yeah, the person who was selling it knew the clutch is about to give up, so I kinda got scammed, but it is what it is when you are buying a used car. So let's go to the next one. Car number 5 is MGF. Well, where to start with this car? So basically, this car was previously owned by my neighbor, who was really caring about the car. I saw him like washing the car every weekend, and it looked like he also had another really nice car. So I was looking at this car for a long time. I really liked it. It's one of my favorite colors, yellow. It was convertible. It had a super cool sound. It has like I think 4 tubes at the back, or at least 2 tubes. I don't know. Uh, this one also had 2. So it really had such a cool sound. Then he sold it, and not a long time after he sold it, it appeared again on the Facebook Marketplace. So I went to check it, and the person basically who was selling it said that he bought it for his son, and his son didn't like the car, so he's selling it. Which obviously now when I think of it is such a bullshit. But yeah, stupid me. I did drive the car, and yeah, I didn't really find too much wrong with the car, other than the car had like a really bad acceleration. But again, it was me not really knowing too much about the car. So basically, I bought a car. It was reasonably cheap. It was like 800-900 quid. Uh, and yeah, as I had to insure it. The insurance was quite expensive. I think it was like 150 quid a month, so quite a lot of money to insure it. But yeah, the car felt pretty decent. So I was owning it, and more I drove it, more I realized the clutch is completely slipping. As I was trying to accelerate, the clutch just, it was like you were very slowly, releasing the clutch. Even if you just dump the clutch, it was really, going slow into the gear, which obviously now when I learned about this, I understood this is slipping clutch. So the car was, as more I was driving it, more it was slipping, and eventually I couldn't even like move at all. So I was owning this car for about I don't know, driving this car for about a month, and after a month the clutch completely gave up. So I had to get a clutch replaced, which was pain in the ass because the engine on this car, I believe, is on the back, so it's kind of like behind those, uh, just behind those rear seats. Let's check if we can open the doors or anything. With this car, looks like we cannot. We cannot. So yeah, I put it into the garage to get it fixed, and they spent so a long time to. They said like they can't access it. Then they broke something like the mount on the engine or something because they were trying to get there. So yeah, it took a long time to get it fixed. It was super expensive. It was like, I don't know, like a 700 quid for the clutch. Again, I got probably scammed there, and yeah, I finally got it fixed. And after I got it fixed, then again, like the transmission was giving up or something. So in the end, I sold it for, I don't know, not much money. Someone came for it, uh, and yeah, he just put a different plates on it and drove away. So this car is actually exactly the same model as I was owning. Let's check how it looks in details. I had a small wing at the back, not a big one, just a small one. Other than that, it was the same body kit. It looks absolutely identical with the car I had. I tried to dig up some pictures. Not sure about the wheels. I'm pretty sure it was the same wheels, but not 100% about it. Yeah, the car looks identical. Let's check it on the inside. So on the inside, pretty much identical, even the shifting gear. I believe I had like yellow interior as well. Yeah, no rear seats in this car. And yeah, the seats don't really look too real. I believe they were different. So from the inside it looks really good. From the inside not as much. The dashboard uh, looks the same. This one already has 88,000 miles or kilometers, most likely. Since this is a left-hand drive, I had a right-hand drive car. So let's check how it drives. This car was a rear wheel drive, and I bought it during the winter, so there was actually a little bit of snow. So before the clutch completely gave up, I managed to drift it a little bit, and it was actually super fun. I wish this was a really like cool looking car. I really enjoyed how it looked, and I wish this car was really a little bit more reliable than it was. And yeah, all it did cost me loads of headache because I had to pay loads of money for insurance while I couldn't use the car. I didn't really have the money to get it fixed, so it was like I couldn't really sell it with a massive loss. So yeah, don't really buy a car if you don't have money for it. That's one of the tips I will give you if you are young. Just try to save some money, get into the better, financial situation, maybe get a better job, and then once you are financially stable, then start investing money into things like a car. Wasn't really too gentle. I need to buy that shifting stick for manual cars like this, because it doesn't feel as natural to be using the clutch pedal with the sticks on the steering wheel. The car handles pretty well. I would say feels again just like in real life. In real life it was pretty fun to drive. Not as much fun as a Mitsubishi FTO, but probably a little bit more fun than Fiat Coupé. Fiat Coupé really looked cool, but driving wise it wasn't too much fight to drive. It was like a really lazy, really heavy car compared to this, again, much lighter car than the Coupé. Plus this is a rear wheel drive, so naturally it's gonna be much more fun to drive. You don't brake, my friend! Why are you braking? Ah, that's pretty decent safe. Coming in, guys. Through. Whoop! Don't shoot her to brake. Oh, let's brake walk. Color. So yeah, from outside visuals, really good. From inside, not as much. Overall, I would give it like 7 out of 10. Driving wise, feels good. Just like, let me try to drift it a little bit. It doesn't really have too much power to drift. Gonna be oversteering. Not so much. It's kinda understeering a lot. So yeah, that's about it. Let's go for the next car. Car number 6, BMW Z3. In real life, I had a orange color. It was a custom color. I bought it once again super cheap. The car was slightly modified. It had a custom exhaust, which was super cool sounding. Some sort of body kit, not like very aggressive, but it was there. It looked really cool. It had a hole in the roof, which was one of the reasons why it was really cheap, because the roof alone was like 600 quid to get it fixed. I definitely had a different set of wheels, and yeah, on the outside looks identical. I would say this is a perfect replica to the real model. I believe I had a 1.8 liter engine. It sounded, oh my god, it sounded really amazing. This was unfortunately the car I owned the least amount of time. Unfortunately, only about like 1 week after I was owning the car, I decided to drift on the roundabout, and I crashed right into the middle of the roundabout. So not like not too much, but I hit the front. It was a direct hit on the front, and the bonnet was a little bit bent in. The bumper was obviously off. I don't think it was like massive damage when I think of it back. But yeah, I bought it like 750, 800 quid at most, and I managed to sell it after 1 week for 400 quid. So it only cost me 300 quid, which wasn't too much. But yeah, I was really devastated seeing it go, because it was like, again, one of my dream cars. It was looking amazing in that orange, even though it was crashed before, so it probably wasn't in the perfect shape under the hood. But yeah, a really cool car. Let's check it on the inside. Since I only use it for like 1 week, 7 days, I don't really remember perfectly how the car looked, but the steering wheel was the same, the dashboard was the same. I obviously had a right hand drive car. All of this seems to be the same. I had a different radio. I also had a manual. I had a probably similar seats. I don't really remember. Let me check if I can open the doors. Looks like I cannot. So let's check how this car drives. So 1 week after I bought it, I crashed it, and then I was trying to sell it on the Facebook Marketplace, and guy came, and apparently he was like a hobby drifter. He was deaf, so he came with his brother who was like translating for him. And yeah, they bought a car for 400 quid. They put it on the trailer, and then few weeks later, he sent me a picture. They fixed the hood. They obviously didn't put a bumper on, because for drifting you don't really need a bumpers. Uh, and I believe he put a bigger engine in it. I think he put a 3.2 engine in it. And yeah, he sent me some videos of him drifting, and yeah, I was completely got into, uh, you know, I was obviously happy for him to enjoy the car, but I was gutted that I wasn't the owner anymore. Even in that week, I almost every day I would just after work I would just go and go drive the car around the town, because it was like super cool sounding. It was really fun to drive. Rear wheel. It was probably the fastest and most uh, has the best acceleration from all of the cars I've ever owned. So I really enjoyed driving it. I would rate this car 10 out of 10. In terms of visual accuracy, it looks absolutely perfect. Model, all the details are here. Driving wise, once again, I would say feels perfect. Feels exactly the same as I had it. I would say my car sounded much cooler because of the exhaust. This is just some stock exhaust. This car, as far as I remember, was surprisingly cheap to insure. I didn't really pay too much for insurance. So again, one of the reasons I was really sad to see the car go. Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember I was even able to then cancel the insurance for next to no cost, because I think if you cancel within like 14 days, you don't have to pay any cancellations or. Again, if I dig some pictures, I'll try to put some pictures into the video. It was safe, I know. I'm not going anywhere, mate.
How is he so fast? Oy, 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 oy. Right. Mhm.
Steering wheel feels massive. Actually, I think I had a aftermarket steering wheel. Not 100% about it. I'm pretty sure there was a because the airbag went out and they crashed it. So I think there was no airbag in this car.
Oy, 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 oy. Why are you braking so early, guys?
That's pretty cool color. It's got even the interior. You see, that's cool. So let's go to the next car. So the last car in the collection is a Skoda Citigo. Unfortunately, I didn't find Skoda Citigo anywhere for Assetto Corsa. This is the closest model I've found, which is Volkswagen now, which is pretty much the same car, just a different brand. There is also, what was the name of the car? I think it's Seat something. Uh, so these three cars are absolutely the same cars, just different brands. I also had a black car. I would say this model of the car is not super accurate uh, with the reality. Obviously, this might be slightly different version. You see, like this whole back panel is glass, which in reality is not like that. Yeah, there is just a standard window. I had a three-door version. I didn't have a five-door version. And this was the car I probably did the most miles in. I bought it for delivering food, and it absolutely was the best workhorse I could imagine. I bought it really cheap. Bought it for 3,000 British pounds, but it only had 16,000 miles because it was crashed. It was quite cheap, so it was crashed. So I wasn't really sure, if I should buy it or not, but I still did. It was kind of risk because it was much cheaper than other cars with a similar mileage. So I did buy it, and it ended up being one of the best cars I've ever owned. Let's check how it looks on the inside. I've spent a lot of kilometers in this car, so I know almost every single detail inside of this car. And as you can see, there is not too much to compare. So unfortunately, there is like nothing on the dashboard. The seats are super basic. There is nearly next to nothing inside the car. It looks like half finished project. Even some trims are missing. The roof, for some reason, uh, is like reflective. So yeah, a quite poor model, but this is the best I could find. There's no pedals, no nothing. Let's see how this car drives at least. Vroom, vroom. So this is much different than the car I had in the real life. I don't know if this is some sort of sporty version or what, but definitely the sound is completely different. Uh, in real life, the Citigo was quite okay for driving around the city. It wasn't obviously, it's not a coupe, it's not a sports car, so there is no expectation it's gonna be driving fast. But it was like reasonably fast for a small car. Uh, I came. I bought a Citigo after driving a motorbike for quite a long time. So obviously, initially, it felt really lazy compared to the motorbike. But I ended up getting used to that car, And yeah, I spent loads of hours delivering food in this car. And yeah, probably one of my, again, it's Skoda, just like my first car. And it's probably my second favorite car I've ever owned. I really spent loads of time in it, and it ended up being super reliable. As I said, I wasn't really sure if it's a good purchase after it was crashed and repaired, but it ended up being absolutely almost faultless car. And in the end, there was a APS light on the dashboard, which I couldn't really get rid of. It seemed like there is a faulty sensor on one of the rear wheels, but even after changing the sensor, it still was showing the fault. So most likely there was some bad wiring to that sensor. And after I owned it for like 2 3 years, I moved to Egypt, where I live now. And so I left the car in Europe. And after it was sitting there for 1 or 2 years, I decided to sell it. Yeah, since it was a right-hand drive, but it was sitting in Czech Republic, which is Central Europe, where everyone has a left-hand drive car. It was really difficult to sell it, and I ended up selling it for like 1,000 euros, 1,000 British pounds. So, yeah, quite a bit of a loss, but this car made me loads of money delivering it through the COVID. So through the COVID, everyone was sitting home and ordering delivery. So this car paid for itself within just 1 or 2 months. It was really good buy. Driving wise, it feels nothing like a real life Citigo. It's way faster. It's much more grippy. The Citigo didn't really feel like it had too much grip because I guess the width of the tires was really was it narrow. Visually, uh, from the outside, I wouldn't rate it too high. I would say like 3 or 4. Again, not sure if is it because of the different model or maybe different specs, but this looks quite a different. And on the inside, there's pretty much nothing to rate. So if I had to do like average, it would be like 2 out of 10. Driving wise, again, I wouldn't rate it too high, like 2 out of 10. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this little video. And if you like it, you can hit the like button, subscribe button, and I'll be probably pumping a few more videos like this. Peace.